Shout out to TLP Sports Club, baby. BWB.
Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Welcome to the Liberian Perspective. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. Guys, listen. If you are a coach or a leader, there is one thing you say in public to help instill confidence in your constituents, to believe in the process, and to continue to support you. And then there is another thing that you say in private. Those two things are okay. On this channel, I happen to know the media and I know how to read between the lines. And for those of you who are going to think that I'm making Coach Prime out to be some type of liar, I need you to please be more mature, okay? This is public. You guys remember Rick George, the athletic director for CU, for weeks and months, they led us to think that there was no plan of them leaving the Pac-12 to go to the Big 12. And then when the information was now ready to be put out into the public, they came out and they said that they were making that move to the Big 12. Do we think that Rick George is a liar? No, but you give the public information to instill confidence in order for them to continue to support you and believe in your process, okay? So please keep this in mind as you watch this video. All right, guys, so it's game week, so a lot is going on in the media, just as expected, okay? Everybody's attention is going to be on college football. I believe college football either starts today or it starts tomorrow. There are some games that are already being played. We have 2 days, 9 hours, 4 minutes and counting, but I believe some preseason games may have already started. You guys hear it here all the time on TLP Sports Club that Coach Prime and the CU Buffs are the hottest thing spinning. Everybody who's in the media, whether it's old media like television and radio, or new media, which is YouTube, social media, podcast, any of those things, everyone is going to be talking about Coach Prime and the CU Buffs and them playing TCU. So it's only fitting that Undisputed, which still has Skip and Shannon, I guess they got to change that, and was discussing Coach Prime. Micheal Irving actually spilled some beans about some private conversations that he had with Coach Prime. I'm actually going to put the link to the video in my description. There's going to be some copyright issues, so I cannot play the video. I'm just going to read the transcript of what Micheal Irving said. Let me just set it up for you real quick. They're having a conversation about Coach Prime, promises that he has made, leaving Jackson State, coming over to CU, and if he's going to be successful or not. He obviously has been over to CU. Micheal Irvin's Coach Prime, they're boys. That's the homie. So they're going to have private conversations. I cover Coach Prime, so I tell you that Coach Prime is a genius when it comes to media marketing, letting you know what he wants you to see, what he wants you to hear, and giving you what he needs to give you in order for him to build his brand, his personal brands, whether it's CU's brand or his personal Prime brand or his kids. He is a master of controlling that. Now, one thing that he cannot control is other people's comments. Micheal Irvin, he stutters a little bit when he's speaking. Obviously, this is a live show on TV. He's trying to get his thoughts together. He said, Michael, I can play in the skill position. And then he says, I'm worried. He changes that. He pivots from I'm worried to all I'm worried about are the big boy. He's worried about the big boys. He continues and says, I need a few years to give me, but you know, those subtitles are not always accurate, but he was saying, I need a few years to get me some big boys in here. He's trying to recollect the story that Coach Prime told him. I can play the outside. The skill positions, I'm in there. I'm with anybody on the national title stage, but I need that trenches. I need where the valley, I need that to be bigger, okay? This is confirmation that Coach Prime is thinking what a lot of us are thinking, that the line is thin. The line needs help. These guys are actually making money to provide information on these type of shows. These are talk shows. Just like my show, they have conversations. They provide perspective. If you are a Micheal Irvin or you are a Richard Sherman, you have to prove your value on these shows. That's why they bring you here. Shannon Sharp had a specific NFL value. That's why he was brought on to the show to be a co-host to Skip. So these guys are being brought on for the value that they have, not just their NFL mind, but also the relationship that they have in the industry with either Coach Prime or other players and their perspectives, the insider information that they can provide to the show. That increases the value of the show to get people to watch, and that increases the ratings of the show. They get paid money to do that. They can drop some gems on the show that could be breaking news. I am not saying that this is breaking news, but what I'm saying is this sounds and feels like private conversation that Coach Prime probably would not put out there. A lot of us would say Coach Prime would never worry. Coach Prime ain't worried about nothing. I get a lot of flack. There are Deion Sanders, Coach Prime protectors that come in the comments, and boy, they are ready to pounce. You say anything negative about Coach Prime, or you say anything to the contrary of positive, I'm telling you, you will have a group of people who will come for you. It's very hard to have an opinion about something that was either said or something that you see about the Coach Prime teams or him personally, and somebody not coming for you. I made a video also, and I said that we need help in the trenches. The trenches is where you win major football games. You need big bodies. You need to have NFL ready bodies in the trenches on that line, whether it's on the offensive line or it's on the defensive line. I just reposted the TCU video where I go over their offensive line and their defensive line. You need big bodies there, especially if you have national title aspirations like Coach Prime does. Come for me if you may. You're saying you're reaching. I'm reaching. Remember, I'm the decoder. I search for things and I read between the lines on this channel. So I bring information and then I dissect the information to give you insight. We are not privy to these conversations that Micheal Irvin or T.O. may have with Coach Prime. Skip Bayless, he runs the show. That's his show. He ain't going nowhere. The other three guys have to prove their values. How you prove your value in the media? You bring information that ain't nobody else got. And this is what Micheal Irvin is trying to do here. I do not believe that this information is supposed to be diverged to a national audience or to the public. Now, I'm sure Coach Prime ain't going to have no issues with that. Everybody knows that that line needs help. Everybody knows by now. But there are a few constituents or a few people that will believe that everything's always going to be fine. No matter what you say, no matter what you think, it's always going to be great. Coach Prime don't need no help. Do you see those boys? I'm like, calm down. Understand that this stuff is a process, okay? We're not going to win 100% all of the games. We need help in the trenches. We need help. We need bigger bodies. Look at the Georgias. Look at the Alabama at a cookout or in the backyard, or they're having conversations. I can give you an example of how I think a conversation with Coach Prime will go. You know his personalities. Coach Prime is looking at that title game. Coach Prime is looking at the contenders, talking to his boy like, yeah, man, I'm looking at Georgia. I'm looking at the Alabamas. I'm looking at the Tennessees. I'm looking at those big teams like the Clemsons and all of those teams that have already won it, man. That's where my heart is at. That's where I want to be playing at. In a few years, that's where I want to be at. But Mike, man, look, I need some big boys. The skill positions, man, you know we got that locked. So come on, stop playing with me. You know we got that locked down. I got these Speedy Gonzalez's all over the place. These boys can fly. But I need Shador to be protected. I need Case and Wiseman to be protected. I need these quarterbacks to be protected. And when our offense is off the field, I need that defensive line to be big, get to that quarterback and give us the ball back so Shador or whoever quarterback, whatever year it is, we can score. You see what I'm saying? So the conversation is like that. Coach Prime is thinking national title. Is there another inside of that? I believe there is. Is Coach Prime calling in this year? You can read that into it as well. Coach Prime knows he doesn't have the big enough bodies in order for him to win that natty this year. That's what that's telling me also. If you are mature enough to understand and see that, then you can see that. He wants to win the national title, but there's a little bit of a concern for the trenches. That's what this conversation is telling me. If you don't see that, then I'm sorry that you're too caught up in it. You're too much into the sauce for you to even see the ingredients. No matter how you want to look at this, guys, 3 returning starters. This team is only a few months old. So Coach Prime has his work cut out for him. 3 returning starters mean you got a new team. Chemistry is going to be an issue. Remembering the playbook is going to be an issue. That means that everybody on that team is not going to be 100%. And I dare anyone to tell me that somebody on there is going to be 100%. You have no idea. Now, the defense is going to be a different story because basically on defense, go get the guy with the ball. Knock him down, get the ball out of his hand, give it back to us. I'm not trying to dumb down defense. I'm just saying on the offense, there are plays that you got to remember. Defense has a couple of plays that you call out, and then you got to go do your job. Whether you're a cornerback or you are a defensive end or whatever you are, you go do your job based upon that call that they made. There's not as many plays on the defensive side of the ball as there is on the offensive side of the ball. How many guys are going to be 100% on that offensive side of the ball? Especially when you got people who just came in just a few months ago. Let's be realistic. Let's be frank, okay? Nobody on that team, I don't believe anybody on that team, no matter if they started in the spring or not, is going to be 100% because Sean Lewis just came in, okay? Sean Lewis is only a few months old himself. Everybody is a few months old. They got rid of 50-some people and they had to replenish them with 50 other players. Learning that playbook is going to be tough. Knowing everything, you have to know it to the T. You have to know it to the point where you're not thinking about it. That's what I mean by 100%. 100%. I'm not saying nobody's going to know the playbook. Don't get me wrong. Anyways, the people who don't get this conversation are going to say and think what they want to think anyway, so I can't worry about those people too much. This team is very new. There's going to be some challenges, okay? I'll say it that way. There are going to be challenges for us. When you call a play on the offense, is everybody locked in and can make their play accurately without thinking about it so that they can just do it. It'll be like poetry in motion. I believe that what Micheal Irving just let out the bag is a sign that we may be in for a longer season than we thought. Also, Natty may not be this year, but I believe that what he's saying is what I've said before. Coach Prime is going to use this season. He's going to be a success this season. And then from this season, it's going to be a wrap because he's going to be able to now recruit the big boys that he wants. He's going to show a successful season. He's going to say, see, we were the hottest thing spinning. We're still the hottest thing spinning. Come play for me. I'm going to put you out there. And then we're going to have another NFL draft. If he puts a couple of people in the NFL, that conversation is going to sell itself. It's like, bro, you see how many people I put in the NFL out of my first year. And then after that, those big boys are going to come knocking. And that's what I think. No fault to Micheal Irvin. He has to prove his value on this channel. Coach Prime had to do the same thing when he was on other channels. He had to prove his value, his worth on that channel by providing information that only he was privy to and earn his check. Micheal Irvin is doing the same thing. I don't think there's any beef here. There's no riff here. It's just that we got information that we weren't privy to, and that's how it works in the media. So let's go to the comments so that we can have it out. You can tell me I'm crazy. You can call me out my name. Say, Harry B, you're reaching. You ain't got nothing else to do. You ain't got nothing else to post. So now you're reaching. Let's go ahead and have that conversation in the comments, guys. I appreciate you watching. Please hit that subscribe button. All right, family, that is all the information that I have for this video. Hope you got a little something out of it. And if you did, please help this channel grow by smashing that subscribe button. But I'm going to have to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club. Brah.